How's it going, guys? I just got back from an incredible off-road trip in the new Bronco Raptor to Gorman. But now I want to talk about what this vehicle is actually like to live with on the road. Now, for those of you who missed the full review, I'll go over some of the details of the Bronco Raptor. 3-liter twin turbocharged 6-cylinder, making 418 horsepower and 440 pound-feet of torque. As you can see, this thing is wide. It's 9.8 inches wider than the standard Bronco, and it looks so epic. So in today's video, I'm gonna give you 5 amazing features of the new Bronco Raptor, as well as talk about what it's like to live with in a real street environment. Let's go ahead and hop inside the Bronco. Honestly, the interior is just as impressive as the exterior in this thing. I love the different material choices for the seats, the embossed Raptor logo, and this massive leather-wrapped steering wheel with carbon fiber accents. The first incredible feature of the Bronco Raptor is its 10-speed automatic gearbox, but more importantly, how quickly the thing shifts once you press the paddles. Check this out. Let's go ahead and fire it up. Use the goes over all-terrain switch to put it into sport mode. Let's go ahead, switch it over to sport. Put this into manual. Now, not only does it sound really good, way better than the F-150 Raptor's 3.5 liter, watch how fast these shifts happen. And the downshifts are even more impressive. I mean, it almost downshifts like a double clutch gearbox. Unbelievable. Unlike a Wrangler that's all over the place on road, this thing actually handles pretty well for a massive SUV in the turns. And the brakes are really impressive. The driving experience of the Bronco Raptor is a lot more like a traditional SUV or truck than it is an off-road rock crawler, which is a great thing because the majority of people owning these cars are going to be driving them on the street and not off-roading. It just so happens that it's one of the best off-road vehicles you could possibly buy. To me, it honestly feels like the new G-Wagon. Sure, it's not quite as nice on the inside, but it's more capable off-road and it costs 3 times less. As somebody who's always on the go, draining my phone's battery, filming content, and posting videos, having a portable fast charger is a must. That's why I use Spigen. Spigen's ArcStation car charger is extremely fast and super small. And because it's MFI certified, Apple has verified that this works up to their standards for the iPhone, iPad, AirPods. Whether you've got an iPhone 13, a 14 Pro Max, or an older one, this is the best charger on the market for the car. It even has a second USB-C input so you can charge multiple devices at a time. It uses quantum boost technology to automatically detect the device that's plugged in and maximize its charging speeds. It also uses DuraBend to make sure that your cables don't wear out and become useless over time. And with a total power output of 47 watts, you'll never be without charge ever again. So click the link in the description below to get the fastest and most portable car charger on the market. Spigen also has some other cool products like this wireless charger that magnetizes to your phone. All right, guys, back to the Bronco. The next amazing feature of the Raptor is the fact that you can remove the doors and the roof. But not just that, it's incredibly easy to do so. Check this out. Removing the doors only takes 3 different disconnects. You need a socket wrench, but it's just 1 bolt here, 1 bolt down here, and 1 electrical quick disconnect, and boom, you can pull off the door. Now check out the roof setup. Now removing the roof is even easier and doesn't require any tools whatsoever. Check this out. You just flip this down, flip this, and then go ahead and flip this, and I can push the roof panel up and off. And just like that, you've got yourself a convertible Bronco Raptor. That is pretty damn cool. As a side note, it's also incredibly easy to put back on, doesn't take any additional effort, and it's not hard to slot it into place. The next amazing feature, and is actually very useful in certain scenarios, is something called Trail Turn Assist. So if we go up to this row of rubberized buttons, we've got stability bar disconnect, which we'll talk about in a bit, some locking differentials for the front and the rear, and then this button is Trail Turn Assist. We'll go ahead and click that. Trail Turn Assist on. What this does is reduce the turning radius of the Bronco by 40%. So we're about to make a left-hand turn, so we're gonna come around this way, and what it's gonna do is apply the brakes to the inner rear wheel, to reduce the turning radius. And look how effective this is. All right, we're gonna go ahead and crank the wheel all the way to the left, and let's see how sharp this turning radius is. Can it actually maneuver itself in this section of dirt? Pretty close. I mean, it's basically turning itself on a dime. This is absolutely ridiculous. And then if we go ahead and hop outside of the Bronco, check this out. You can see it dragging that rear tire. I mean, this turning radius is microscopic. It's like driving a Mini Cooper or a smart car. Check it out. That is unbelievable. Let's do an acceleration run, because why the heck not? And 60. This thing sounds so good for a V6. The next amazing feature is the electronic stability bar disconnect. Now, traditionally in off-road vehicles, you'd have to get aftermarket sway bars that have a quick disconnect. You'd go on the outside of the vehicle and you'd pull them off of its linkage, and then you'd have the stability bar disconnected. But in the Bronco and Bronco Raptor, you actually have a button you can click to disconnect the sway bars. Now, the importance of that is twofold. One, for off-roading, and two, for on-road. When you're on-road, having that additional stability makes it so that I can corner around these turns really, really well for an off-road vehicle. It also makes it more stable at high speeds on the freeway. But then if you want to do rock crawling and have much more maneuverability of the individual wheels, being able to disconnect that is amazing. And then at speeds over 20 miles an hour, it will automatically reconnect. There's two different ways to activate it. One is via this button here, or select the rock crawl driving mode. So if we go over the goes over any terrain mode selector and we change it, check out the graphics. They're honestly so cool. Let's go ahead and change it to rock crawl. It'll bring up this frontal display and it'll automatically lock the rear differential and do the stability bar disconnect. So let's go ahead and go up on this hillside and show you. Now, to be honest, I'm not trying to roll this Raptor because it isn't mine, but essentially it allows for all of that travel. It's got 14 inches of ground clearance and allows it to summit rocks that I'd have absolutely no chance of having the guts to do myself. I'll insert some clips from when I took it to Gorman to show you a better example of what this thing is capable of. I love how cool all the graphics are for the off-road features. That is so sick. The last amazing feature are all the little details that add up to an amazing package on the interior of the Bronco. Let me show you what I mean by that. For those who love action cams or dash cams, Ford has put a charging port right here by the windshield so that you can have a GoPro on the windshield or a dash cam without having to run a wire all the way from another part in the car. Now, if we look down here, they've put both a USB and USB-C charging port in addition to a wireless charger. So if you've got the old cable, you can use that. If you've got the faster new cable, you can use that, or you can do wireless charging. I love the little detail here for the Ford Performance emblem, as well as the American flag right here, and the fact that they've attached the window controls and the mirror controls in the center of the dash. That way, when you take off the doors, you can still retain your factory mirrors and control them. We've even got optional carbon fiber in the interior. This dry carbon looks incredible. And check this out, in the rear of the Bronco Raptor, we have not only dual USB chargers, but also a household outlet. So if you want to charge your laptop or your cameras and do some work, you can. There's also a tremendous amount of space in the rear of the Bronco Raptor. It also has additional charging ports back here as well, and a cool little light that has the Bronco logo on it. So there you guys have it, 5 amazing features of the all-new Bronco Raptor. I'm absolutely in love with this thing, and I'm honestly really sad I have to give it back after an incredible week with the vehicle. I hope you guys enjoyed today's video. Like always, please browse the channel and subscribe. If you're thinking of getting a Bronco Raptor, it is worth every bit of its $80,000 MSRP. All right, guys, see you next video.